Blaise Itabello is an African former refugee who fled war-torn Congo to come to Australia. He spent 15 years in a refugee camp in Tanzania before winning a scholarship that enabled him to further his education. Dedicated to supporting migrants in their transition, he's now involved in various not-for-profit organisations around Brisbane. A 2014 winner of the Migration Institute of Australia Student of the Year Award, he's now pursuing a political career in southeast Queensland. First, let's have a look at where it all began.
I come from Democratic Republic of the Congo, and my family and I fled in 1996. That's where we actually crossed the border of Tanzania and from Congo to Tanzania. Started life in refugees camp as a young boy, and I think I was less than 10 years old. It wasn't an expected life. It was something that you probably never imagined.
Earlier in 2016, Blaise was ready to take his passion to the next level and run in the Logan City Council election. At the last minute, however, a technical issue with his citizenship application cut his dream short. Describe how you felt the moment you found out that your election dream was over.
I think the best way of describing this would be to say I was shocked. It was actually a shock to know that I'm dropping off the race, because I've never dropped on anything before, and that was actually one of the first things I've dropped on. But before I decided to run, I knew at some point I may run and not win, or I may not be able to run for any reason. Whenever I plan something, I usually put a chance of what if this doesn't happen. So, of course, although I felt like the system has let me down, but on the other hand, I felt encouraged, and I would do it again.
So what are your future ambitions?
I think it's too early to say I will be running in this seat at the moment. I'm observing the environment very closely, but what I can always say is I will run again. I made a decision to come to Australia with one heart. I belong to this community, and I will always do whatever I can to represent our community on one level or the other. So I will run in a seat in Logan.
Blaise now lives in Logan and commits his time to different organisations which focus on settling, training and employing migrants and refugees. So can you tell me what sort of changes your work has catalysed in this community?
I work as a community development coordinator, and as part of my work is to work with our caseworkers to identify community needs and trying to find solutions with those communities. So I meet with the communities, we find what their needs are. Together with them, we try to find solutions. And as part of what I do as well, and I tend to do this a lot, is empowering those communities to find their own needs.
Ultimately, what is your dream? What changes would you like to see made?
As a migrant, I came in Australia 4 years ago. I'll be 5 years this month actually. But I think it's reasonable saying that we need to be able to see a lot of young people, not only from the migrant community, but young people actually taking on initiatives to be elected in their own electorate. To me, what I want to see the most is other young people from refugees background, other young people from migrant communities, they're also stepping up in their communities and putting their hands out saying, I want to be elected to represent you. I think this would be the most beautiful thing that I would want to see. In each election, at least, we've got a few other young people wanting to be elected, and sending a message out there that we're not second-class citizens, we're not just foreigners in this country, that we don't belong here. Actually, that will be a message to everybody that we live here. This is our home, this is our country, and this is where we belong.